What's up, good peoples? I don't really have a lot to talk about. Like I said, hip hop is slow. The genre continues to be in its dying stages, I would say, in a lot of ways. So it's pretty boring. There isn't anything that I think is really exciting, new, that's hip hop. So allow me to go back and just kind of enjoy something that I've always enjoyed. I'm a huge Timbaland fan. I think I've mentioned this. I've got a bunch of videos about Timbaland, mentioning Timbaland. Timbaland is like a freaking god to me in this production shit. Like, I always say him and Primo really got me into rap heavy in terms, like, really, actually, I'm gonna say them in particular because they're the ones that really made me start checking credits. Before, obviously, I'd hear a song's dope, blah, blah, all that. But, like, when I heard a Primo beat, it was specifically the Militia. I was so blown away by the Militia when it came out that I was like, who the fuck made this beat? Like, I have to know who made this beat. And then from there, it was like anything Primo I got my hands on. Anything Timbaland I got my hands on. And then I would just go through from there. That's kind of when I started to really dig, you know what I'm saying? And obviously in Saudi and things like that. Anything Timbaland I got my hands on, you know what I'm saying? And then it became the Neptunes. Anything Neptunes I got my hands on. You know what I'm saying? So, and from there I learned that basically the best way to get into rap is to find a sound that you like, that really speaks to you, and then just find like everything that person ever produced, really. And you'll find that they've worked with all the legends, especially if there's someone like a Timbaland, a Primo, a Swizz Beats, whatever, right? Like, find out what they've made, listen to it, and you'll come across a lot of rappers, man, honestly. So, enjoy with me. This is, I didn't hear this particular record I'm about to play because what's interesting is I didn't have Super Duper Fly. A friend of mine, I remember seeing it, but again, back then, it's not like now where everybody, we all know Super Duper Fly is this classic album. Like, I remember a friend of mine had it, but I think I only heard The Rain or something like that at the time. This was like 98 or something like that. Like I was, I've said in some videos, Missy to me, when she made She's a Bitch, I remember that in real time. When that came out, I was like, holy shit. And from then it was like anything Missy Elliott I got my hands on. So Super Duper Fly missed me in the grand scheme of things. I had to listen to that like a lot later. I caught up like in the 2000s or whatever. But this is again like, I think Timbaland was another level, man. I've talked about Timbaland, much love to the dude. The first Timbaland beat I think I ever heard was probably Are You That Somebody? With Aaliyah. Da, 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 yo. I saw the video for that. Like, I just remember seeing that. Obviously, I'm a man of a certain age, so I saw it on MTV when it came out, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, who made this beat? Like, what is this shit? Obviously, I'm a big, I was a big Aaliyah fan, and anyway. I could go on and on about Timbaland, but Timbaland was a total force of nature. Like, he really was so left with it, and I loved hearing Timbaland shit. I loved anytime I knew new Timbaland shit was coming out, especially in the 2000s when I started to party. I'm back in the United States. I'm back in Canada. It was like, yo, I gotta go to the club. I want to hear this shit loud. You know what I'm saying? Like, he brought a lot of fun and energy to the club. So shout out to Timbaland. This shit, beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Sometimes I feel like doing a beat, sometimes I don't.
I hear you, man.
I feel like moving my feet, sometimes I won't.
Oh my goodness,
I
man.
feel like doing a beat, sometimes I don't.
Oh,
Sometimes we feel like moving feet.
Missy killed it. Hey, my shit.
In the moment.
This is that beat, man. It's just beauty.
Sometimes we feel like moving feet, sometimes we won't. Sometimes I feel
You know what the thing about that beat, man? That beat is so beautiful, real shit. That's like one of them like that shit will make you catch a tear if you're not, you know what I'm saying, in a certain state of mind. That shit's beautiful, man. It's not just the hot beat. That's what I'm saying. Rap's missing that, man. Rap had a power. You know, and for someone who came up in the 90s, like, it had a certain power. Like, you felt it. You felt like, yo, these guys is making the best music out of everybody. Like, not just not in hip hop, like everybody. Like Garth Brooks, you know, Tony Braxton, who gives a shit? Pearl Jam. I want to listen to this hip hop shit because hip hop is some other shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't afraid to get weird and funky with it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I love that beat. And that beat switch when it comes on and the video and all that, that shit's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. And moving on, of course, classic. You know. This was like, obviously, this beat's stupid. Stupid. I don't even have to play this shit for you, man. You already know this record. So that shit he put in the beat? What? I love this beat, actually. A lot of people don't talk about this record. This is my favorite Bubba Sparxxx record, period. This is like... I've never heard this out, actually. What's interesting, I've never really heard this at a club. I would love to hear this loud somewhere. Because this beat... stupid. Especially in the chorus section. All that shit, yo, and in the video when he's like, this whole shit. That's the thing with Timbaland, right? Let me just ignore this for a second. Timbaland's shit, to me, he was the king of putting so much in a beat, but it was never overproduced. I don't know how he was able to pull this shit off. Because there would always be all these little sounds and little things and like, you're just going, what the fuck? But it was all ill, it all connected, it all made sense, you know, like, and you could tell a lot of people obviously were trying to imitate that vibe, but it would never work, you know what I'm saying? But for Timbaland, it just always worked, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I freaking love this beat. And you know my favorite part obviously is like, give me a minute, in the video and shit, just give me a minute, and they're like doing the whole thing, I'm in the zone. Oh my god, these are the things that made rap cool, man. I stress this, I can't stress this enough, man. Like, Timbaland, Primo, like, I mean, these guys put hip-hop on the fucking map. Like, obviously hip-hop was on the map before them, but then they, like, etched it in stone, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, obviously, I'm sorry if I'm not impressed by Derringer or some of your randoms, you know what I'm saying, that are making these slow, boring beats, man. Shit was boring, man. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a different time. Like, if you're not making that shit, and I know, you know that I know, when I hear some new shit that's dope, I'm one of the first people that'll tell you that's dope. I was talking about Pierre Bourne being that nigga before a lot of people figured that shit out. Because I can just tell. I've been listening to rap long enough. I'm 38. You know what I'm saying? People my age, a lot of them have kids. See, this is the thing that's funny. A lot of them, I don't have no kids. You know, I'm hanging out with my nephew. Kids are a lot of work. By the time you're raising some kids, you don't have time to be paying attention to music or talking about the latest new music. I get it. Totally. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, that's why that, you know, that older market just ages out in the grand scheme of things, right? And then, of course, you know, the people that always know what's up in music are always a small percentage anyways. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of people are followers. They don't really know what's up. And regardless of what era people are in. So if you combine that, the aging out plus just being a regular listener follower, yeah, a lot of people don't know what's the hot shit until they're told, until like it's starting to, you know, starts to catch on and there's respect and the buzz and all that kind of shit. And my point is that for someone like myself who has no kids, who is like into the arts, like I love the arts, I'm working on Bloodworld, you know this. I'm an artist for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? And I've been listening to rap for a really long time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a sense of rhythm. You know what I'm saying? I can tell what works. Like very quickly. Really quickly, actually. You'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I'm like, yo, listen to Rocky. Rocky's that nigga. Rocky's the guy that a lot of people are going to start to copy. Rocky's the guy that you really should be paying attention to. Live Love ASAP. I remember saying that on forums. People were clowning me. Now these same people are dick-eating Rocky because Rocky is now famous with Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? Stupid shit like that, right? Or, for example, like I said with Pierre, being like, yo, Pierre's that guy. I remember having conversations on these forums and people talking about Southside and random people. Like, oh, no, Pierre's all right, but this other random-ass producer is better. Are you kidding me? Are you stupid? Can you not hear the difference? I'm sorry, and this is no disrespect to Southside, but Pierre Bourne is something else entirely. You can hear it. I've been around long enough to pay attention and know what the fuck is going on. Anyway, just had to give you that little side note. But I love all this shit. And a lot of that, again, Timbaland inspired. This is probably why I'm doing this video. Because, again, you know, Pierre Bourne is very much from the Timbaland tree. Right? Timbaland is that guy, man. He's influenced this whole era, really, in the grand scheme of things. They're all like Timbaland knockoffs, except most of them are trash, unfortunately. This beat, Hot Boys. I mean, this beat's stupid. You know this beat is dumb. Da da da. Damn. So this is another one of those, like, again, I can't play all of the best Timbaland beats in one video. Shit, I can't even do it in 10 videos. There's just too many crazy beats. But this is up there, man. This beat is up there for real, for real. One of my favorite ever. And I think I'll do 2 more. Yo! Oh my goodness, man. Every time I hear this beat, I think of Jay going the fuck in on Nas. Yo, this record is vicious, my dude. Oh my goodness. Crazy beat. And again, you know, great rappers, they don't waste beats. You know what I'm saying? They're great rappers because they know how to rap on shit. You know what I mean? Remember when I was talking to you about Lupe Fiasco's sense of rhythm being busted? And it's funny they compare him to Jay and Nas, and it's like, you guys don't really listen to shit if you're making that comparison, okay? Nas and Lupe comparison should never happen, okay? They're they're literally 2 different artists, two totally different vibes, right? Also, the thing with Nas, as also with Jay, for example, but in particular with Nas, is that what's so impressive about Nas is the vocabulary that Nas has. Like the syllable, you know, he uses words with, I would say, more syllables, or just, like I said, desolate. You know, like he says shit that people don't really say in terms of content, but also just in terms of the syllabic nature of how he's rapping. But he makes it danceable, like with the pen, with the way that you rock to it. Nas has one of the greatest flows in rap history, so he's able to create a sense of rhythm with how he raps. That's crazy, right? Lupe can't do that. Lupe is literally just throwing a bunch of random ass concepts and you know, mediocre shit, really. Anime, robots, shit that, like, it sounds hot to somebody who's young and juvenile, but in the grand scheme of things, when you sit and actually look at what he's saying, it's actually some real juvenile shit. You know what I'm saying? It's fake deep. It don't make no sense. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, on top of that, like I said, Lupe's flow be choppy and not really, there's no sense of real rhythm there, except with Superstar Remix. But again, it's not like the greatest rhythm you've ever fucking heard. And this is my whole point, right? Great rappers do things with the flow, their cadence and their flow. That's the most basic shit a rapper brings to the fucking table. And moving on, the last beat I'm gonna play. This is my favorite Jeezy song, period. It's, I was gonna say, when people guess, speaking of Lupe, they're like, oh, you're gonna go in on Young Jeezy. I may never go in on Young Jeezy because of this record. You know what I mean? I love this beat. Like, I just think this beat is incredible. Again, I heard this a little bit after the fact. You know what I'm saying? This, I don't know why this never got a video. I never hear it outside, really. But I think that this is, like, the best Jeezy song. Period. To me. Like, to me. I mean, Standing Ovation is cool. You know, those are good songs, too. But if you ask me, like, if I'm DJ, or just my personal opinion, this is, you know, Jeezy's best song. Period. This beat's fucking dumb. Like, again, with that Timbaland shit, like, this, you know, these random noises in the background that work, whatever that shit is. You know what I'm saying? Alien, but just dope. So, anyway. And then, of course, I was going to say the last part. The way it ends is just freaking brilliant. You know, like in the song, I think it goes this part. Beautiful. Timbaland can do shit like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I never really heard no one do stuff like that, where they add stuff to the beat. There's a lot of these different sounds and, you know, strings and shit coming in, but it's just, it works. You know what I mean? Anyway, shout out to Timbaland. Thanks for rocking with me. Peace.